Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying this lesson all about money. This video is going to be about setting your pricing, which is one of the more common issues that people have starting out. They don't know what to charge. They don't know what's fair. They don't know what's fair for them to be charging, especially when they're starting out. And deciding your pricing can bring up all kinds of mindset issues, including imposter syndrome, which happens for everyone, myself included, all the time. And so don't feel bad for when it happens to you. It's going to happen. Consider it growing pains of a business. Honestly, it's just part of it. So these are some of my tips and some tips from the Reiki manual about how to set your pricing in a way that honors your value and can grow with you over time. So when I started charging for Reiki, I started with, I think it was either $40 or $45 for a 60-minute session. This is much lower than the typical market average, but I felt comfortable charging that because I was just starting out, and that felt comfortable for me. Actually, it felt a little uncomfortable to charge at all, but that's where I started. After several months of seeing clients fairly consistently, I raised my prices to $55, and now after years of full-time experience, I now charge over $100 for a 60-minute session. And I feel good doing so. Making that jump still made me feel like, can I do this? That happens every time I raise my prices. But now at this point, that feels solid and it feels good. I feel good with the value that I offer at that price range. I've taken lots of trainings over the years. I've learned other modalities. I bring lots of other things into that 60-minute session that I now have that I didn't have when I started, as well as my skills and expertise have gotten much better over the years too. As a person, I have evolved and grown in ways that I can now help my clients evolve and grow too. I have been on my own personal growth journey for longer than I've been doing Reiki, and so those things also add value to what I'm able to offer my clients. So one thing remained the same every time I increase my pricing, and this still happens, is that feeling of self-doubt and imposter syndrome. And I just expect that to happen at this point. And actually at this stage in my business, so at the time of recording this, I'll have been doing this for, it'll be 8 years in 2 months. I've almost been doing this professionally full-time for 8 years, which is so exciting. I'm so happy to be at this point. I never thought it would happen, but here we are. But those feelings of self-doubt and imposter syndrome that come up have now become an indicator that I'm pushing myself outside of my comfort zone, which is where my real growth lies. It's where all of our real growth lies. And while those feelings are still an uncomfortable experience, they're still not fun, they are now welcome, because it means okay, yep, that's my growth edge. I got all these feelings and stories coming up. That means that this jump is big enough. If I make a new change or do something different and I don't have that feeling, I'm it's not big enough. I'm not uncomfortable enough. I gotta go more, try harder, push more, reach more. So that feeling of imposter syndrome has almost become like a guiding light for me in my business, and it's helped me grow. So if you can lean into that feeling and know that there's nothing wrong or bad or honestly even really true about it, it gets easier to get through. So in Reiki, the Healing Touch, the purple 1 and 2 manual, it says your target fee is the fee you want to work up to for Reiki sessions after you've gained experience, developed your business, and have a steady stream of clients. Your target fee will vary depending on the part of the country you live in, and doing a little research will help you figure this out. One easy way is to check with other Reiki practitioners in your area to see what they're charging. Another way is to set your target fee about the same range as a professional massage therapist, and see what they're charging in your area. Remember that additional factors to consider when determining your target fee are the amount of training you've had, the amount of experience you've had, and the results that your clients get from your sessions. So take those things into account as you are setting your pricing. If you're just starting a Reiki practice, you can try this technique, and this is also in the Reiki manual. Try this technique for motivating people to come to your sessions. So this is a great way, especially if you are just brand new into working with clients. You can tell them, yeah, I'm doing Reiki. This is what Reiki is, and I'm offering 10 sessions for free. After these first 10 sessions are done, I'm going to be charging $10 for sessions. What this does, it creates a feeling of urgency and it gets people to book with you quickly. So this is also a great way to begin to build your clientele. So after those first 10 or however many, you decide however many, after the first free ones have been given away, then you start charging for $10 an hour or whatever you choose. $10 is what it says in the Reiki manual, but I always say, listen to you and do you. So after you have done X amount of sessions at $10, you would do X amount of sessions at $20. And over time, your prices will increase until you hit your target pricing. And like I said, you're also building your clientele, which is one of the biggest challenges for any new Reiki business owner. This is a great way for people to, it makes it really easy for them to say yes to, because it is such a low fee and they know it's not going to last long. So one thing to know about that though is as you raise your prices, you will always lose some clientele. That's very, very normal. Expect that to happen. Someone who comes in and pays $10 for you may not want to pay your full price later because they're like, well, I paid $10 before and now you're charging $65, $75. What's the deal here? So not everybody is going to hang out with you through all of your growth. That's normal. Expect that. It's okay. We don't want people who would only pay $10 for a session with you to be sticking around the whole time. They're clearly not your people. We want people who see and honor your value and are willing to pay whatever it is that you charge. One thing that's really cool though is your clientele will evolve with you over time in your Reiki business. The clientele that I see now, the type of people that I see now, are very, very different from the type of people that came to see me when I was charging $40, $45 an hour. And for me, I prefer the kind of clientele who now come see me for, over $100 an hour, because those are the ones who are truly committed to transformational change and growth in their life, which are the kinds of people that I like working with. So the way that you set your pricing can also reflect the kind of clientele that you want to work with. When I first started out, I wasn't really into big transformational change and growth with people. I was into just helping them feel better, aches, pains, stress, sleep, etc. A lot of spiritual stuff came in back then too. But my business has evolved over time and my clientele has evolved with it, and yours will too. One thing you'll learn as you dive into the process of figuring out what to charge is that it's not as scary as you think it is once you get going. Keep pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone because that's where your growth is. Be scared and do it anyway. Just kiss that imposter syndrome right on the mouth and say, you are welcome here. We are friends here. I'm going to do this anyway, even though you're screaming at me not to. And just keep reaching for your next goal. And with consistent action, you will be amazed at what you're able to accomplish in your business. Just keep going and just keep showing up. Be scared and do it anyway. And you'll be amazed, honestly. That's it, is you just keep going and just keep trying, and you don't let these fears and doubts and false beliefs hold you back. Keep breaking through those things, and before you know it, you'll look at your life and oh my gosh, am I making enough money to pay all my bills with my Reiki clients? Am I seriously doing this? This is happening? This is happening! And that moment is just the best. And that comes with consistency, showing up for yourself, showing up for your clients, doing things that are so scary, and just breaking through those barriers and limitations that you've set for yourself. You got this. Just keep going.